There is a massive misconception in the personal finance world that building wealth means you have to be completely miserable. People think that to get rich, you have to hoard every single penny, buy the lowest quality garbage available, and constantly deprive yourself of anything nice. But there is a massive psychological and mathematical difference between being frugal and being cheap. Being frugal builds wealth. Being cheap will actually keep you poor for the rest of your life. I talk about the psychology of money and how to actually build wealth instead of just pretending to be rich. Today, we are breaking down exactly why being cheap is destroying your net worth, the mathematical trap of low-quality goods, and the specific things you should actually be spending top dollar on if you want to get ahead. Let's start with the math. There is a famous concept called the Boots theory of socioeconomic unfairness, and it perfectly explains why cheap people stay broke. Let's say we have two guys. The cheap guy needs a pair of work boots. He goes to a discount store and buys a pair for $20. But because they are made of cheap, terrible materials, the soles wear out and they leak water after just 6 months. So he has to go buy another $20 pair. Over the course of 10 years, this guy buys 20 pairs of cheap boots, spending a total of $400, and his feet are wet and in pain the entire time. Now look at the frugal guy. He also needs work boots. He does his research and drops $150 on a premium, high-quality, well-made pair of boots. Because they are built to last, that single pair survives the entire 10 years. At the end of the decade, the frugal guy has spent $150 and kept his feet perfectly dry. The cheap guy spent more than double the money because he only looked at the initial price tag, while the frugal guy looked at the cost per use. This trap applies to almost everything in life. Cheap people are completely blinded by the upfront cost. They will buy the $30 vacuum that breaks every year instead of the $150 vacuum that lasts for 15 years. They will buy the absolute cheapest car insurance, only to get into a fender bender and realize their deductible is $2,000 and they don't have rental car coverage. They are constantly bleeding cash because they are trapped in a cycle of replacing and repairing cheap garbage. But it gets even worse when you look at how cheap people value their time. If you are wealthy or on your way to becoming wealthy, you understand that time is your most valuable asset. Cheap people do not value their time at all. A cheap person will literally drive 20 minutes out of their way, burning gas and wasting nearly an hour of their day just to save 4 cents a gallon at a specific gas station. They will spend an entire weekend watching YouTube tutorials trying to fix a complex plumbing issue to save $200, only to inevitably flood their bathroom and have to pay a professional $2,000 for emergency water damage repair. When you are cheap, you are constantly tripping over dollars to pick up pennies. You are exhausting yourself trying to save a microscopic amount of money instead of using that time and energy to learn a high-income skill or build a business that could actually change your life. So how do you fix this? You have to become intensely, unapologetically frugal. Being frugal does not mean you don't spend money. It means you ruthlessly cut costs on the things that do not matter, so you can spend heavily on the things that do. Frugal people will happily drive a boring 10-year-old Honda Civic and wear $15 t-shirts, but they will not hesitate to drop premium money on things that actually improve their quality of life. Here is the golden rule of spending. Never cheap out on anything that separates you from the ground. That means your mattress, your shoes, and your car tires. You spend a third of your life in bed. Buying a terrible $100 mattress that ruins your back and destroys your sleep quality will cost you thousands of dollars in medical bills and lost productivity down the road. Cheap car tires are literally a safety hazard that can total your vehicle. Cheap shoes will destroy your posture. You also never cheap out on your health. Buying cheap, heavily processed, garbage food because it saves you $30 at the grocery store is a catastrophic financial mistake. You are just deferring that cost to a massive medical bill in your 50s. Buying high-quality, nutritious food and a gym membership is not an expense, it's a defensive investment against the healthcare system. Wealthy people understand that true value is a math equation. It's the price of the item divided by how many times you will use it, factored against the time it saves you. If you want to build actual wealth, you have to stop looking at the sticker price and start looking at the long-term math. Buy quality once, take care of it, and use the time and money you save to buy your future freedom. If you want to keep learning the real, unglamorous mechanics of building wealth and avoiding the traps that keep the middle class broke, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.